Good morning, and welcome to my very first landscape photography vlog. It feels very strange talking to the camera while I'm used to photographing, but I'm very passionate about sharing the beautiful landscape around us. And this morning we are I am in Switzerland, close to where I live, to look for some landscape images close to home that are easily accessible and only requires a walk if possible, or a short drive. For those with a keen eye among you, you might notice that I'm quite warmly dressed. That's because it's getting into winter here. It's currently fall or autumn, or Herbst, as they say in Swiss German, or German, might be both. Ah, look, some sheep. Good morning. Good morning. That's one of the hallmarks of Switzerland, isn't it? Cows, sheep, even the goats will have the bells around their necks. It's quite a nice thing, I think. You sort of get used to the sound, like when you're living next to the coast. You get used to the sound of the waves at night, and actually when you go somewhere and you don't hear it, or something that you're not used to. So yeah, I finally decided to start the vlog to give me some motivation to get out there and photograph, and to have an excuse to do some landscape photography. Yeah, so we're looking for landscape photographs close to home, which teaches us to observe before we start photographing and to make use of all the opportunities we have. And there's actually a lot around us all the time, whether it's details or wide open vistas, and it's something that I think we should make use of, especially during this time. And yeah, it also I think proves or shows us that we don't need to travel to these far off landscapes and exotic locations to find good landscape photographs or to enjoy landscape photography. Anyway, enough of me rambling. Let's get to the photographing. Okay, I've arrived at my location, about a 2.5 kilometer walk from my house, keeping it nice and local. It's a bend in the river, which in my opinion offers quite a few nice opportunities for landscape photography. The way I found this location actually was on a walk with the family. As I mentioned earlier, at the moment finding a landscape photography location close to home that's easily accessible, either within a walk or a short drive, due to time constraints. I'm sure many of you can identify raising children, even just one like we are, not so easy as they make it look in the movies. I'm hoping to do some long exposure photography, given that it's a river, moving water. It's a little bit early in the morning, not super early, between 8 and 9. It's getting light a bit later here, but we'll use that to slow down the shutter speed and get some nice blurry water. And the bend in the river, I think, also offers a bit of variety in terms of compositions. Yeah, so let's see what we find. Okay, I think I found some nice rocks in the river that will serve as good foreground interest, with the water coming by, making a nice little bend. And yeah, I think all that's left now is to get the tripod out, set up the camera, and make some images. Let's go. Okay, just finished my first composition, or my first image. Just taken my first image. It is ISO 200 at f8, 25 second exposure. The reason for the long exposure is for the water. I wanted to blur that, and to do that I have a neutral density filter, 6-stop neutral density filter on the front of the lens, along with a circular polarizer to cut out the reflections on the water a little bit. It's still early morning, and it's quite a clear sky, so the sky is actually reflected in the water quite a bit. And the circular polarizer helps to reduce that glare. yeah, I think it came out quite good. So let's look for some more compositions. I think I found my next composition. It's basically in the opposite direction to the first one, also making use of the rocks in the foreground. It's a little bit more over the water, on the water's edge, so it's going to be a little bit of a climb down, but it should be good. Let's see how it goes. Okay, that was quite good. I think if we can try and find one, maybe two more compositions, that will be a good morning shooting. And that's one of the advantages for me of exploring a little area or a little location like this, getting to know a location, walking around, looking for different compositions. Okay, let's see if we can find those last one or two images. Okay, third composition for the morning, a little bit further upstream, literally 50 steps. It's going to be a vertical composition. We have a nice rock right in the foreground, so the camera's going to be facing quite low down, tilted forward to really emphasize the rock. River's bending a little bit further upstream, and yeah, slow exposure again. It should be about 15-20 seconds. F8 ISO 200 as before. Yeah, the full colors are also coming through very, very nicely. Hopefully we can see what we can do with those in post, but first we have to get the images. Beautiful morning of shooting. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, so that's it. I apologize for my rambling. Look out for the next vlog. Yeah, otherwise, have a great day. Cheers.